Hello students, welcome to Lines and Angles Part 2. In Part 1, we have already done about the basic terms and definitions related to lines and angles. So let's move further with some more concepts related to lines and angles in this video. Parallel lines and the transversal. Now what are parallel lines? When the distance between a pair of lines is always the same, that means these two lines are spaced equally. At every point the distance between them remains the same. We call such lines as parallel lines. We all know the symbol for parallel lines, and parallel lines are the lines which never meet each other. That means they will never intersect each other at any point, and they will maintain the distance between them at each and every point. The example we can take of railway tracks which never meet. The two parts or the two lines which run along, they never meet, and the distance between them remains the same. Now what is a transversal? A transversal is a line that passes through the two lines lying in the same plane at two distinct points. If I am taking two lines and I draw a line which crosses these two lines at two different points, that means I am taking a third line which is intersecting these lines at two different points, then I can say that it is a transversal. Now the two lines can be parallel or non-parallel. So a transversal is a line which intersects these two lines which are parallel or non-parallel. Now a transversal can be crossing two lines or more than two lines also. When a transversal crosses these two lines or intersects these lines, the different types of angles are formed, which are corresponding angles and alternate angles. What are these angles? These angles we will be going to study in detail in further slides. We'll first come to the alternate interior angles. The word alternate, as it means alternating sides of the transversal. As in the figure, we can see angle 1 is alternate to angle 2, and angle 3 is alternate to angle 4. Now since these are located in between the parallel lines, that means they are located in the interior region of the parallel lines, these are known as alternate interior angles. So in this case, angle 1 and 2 are alternate interior, and angle 3 and angle 4 are alternate interior to each other. Now there is a catch in this also. When these two lines are parallel, in this I am talking about M and N. If M is parallel to N, then the alternate interior angles formed by the transversal are equal. Let's move on to alternate exterior angles. Now as the name suggests, again alternate means on the alternate sides of the transversal, and exterior means that these angles lie in the exterior region of the parallel line. That means these are on the exterior area of the parallel lines. So here angle 1 is exterior, alternate exterior to angle 2, and angle 3 is alternate exterior to angle 4. Now again, if I say that M is parallel to N, or if I am talking about two parallel lines, then the alternate exterior angles formed by the transversal are equal. So in this case, measure of angle 1 is equal to measure of angle 2, and measure of angle 3 is equals to measure of angle 4. Corresponding angles. The corresponding angles, these do not clearly describe as in the case of alternate interior and exterior angles, as the name specified the location of these angles. Corresponding angles are those angles which are on the same side of the transversal, and This is these angles are one interior and one exterior. That means there is a condition now one interior and exterior, but there is a condition that the angles are not adjacent. So corresponding angles are those angles, first point, which are on the same side of the transversal. Second, one angle is interior and the other is exterior, but the third point where lies a restriction that these angles should not be adjacent. So in this case, 1 is corresponding to angle 2, 3 is corresponding to angle 4, 5 is corresponding to angle 6, and 7 is corresponding to angle 8. Now, corresponding angles, when formed, they have axioms related to them. First axiom states that if a transversal intersects two parallel lines, that means the corresponding angles formed by a transversal on parallel lines, then the corresponding angles are equal to each other. Next axiom, it states that if a transversal intersects two lines such that the corresponding angles are equal, if the corresponding angles are equal in case of transversal and two lines, then the given two lines are parallel to each other. Now next set of angles which are formed are co-interior angles. Now what are co-interior angles? These are the interior angles which are on the same side of transversal. These co-interior, the word itself implies the location of the angles. These are on the same side of the transversal and they are lying in the interior region of the parallel lines. They are also known as allied angles. Now, if I am talking about parallel lines, then the co-interior angles which are formed by the transversal drawn on the parallel lines, the sum of these co-interior angles is 180 degrees. That means these angles are supplementary. There are some theorems related to parallel lines which are working on these, which are worked out on these pair of angles only. So we'll just go through the statements one by one. If a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then each pair of alternate interior angles is equal. Now second theorem states that if a transversal intersects two lines such that a pair of alternate interior angles is equal, then the two lines are parallel to each other. These two theorems are vice versa of each other, or we can say the converse of each other. Next theorem states that if a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then each pair of co-interior angles is on the same side of transversal is supplementary. And last one says that if a transversal intersects two lines such that a pair of interior angles is supplementary, then the two lines are parallel to each other. Based on these theorems, we come to the properties of parallel lines. According to the properties, when a pair of parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then the vertically opposite angles are equal, corresponding angles are equal. The interior angles formed on the same side of the transversal or the co-interior angles are supplementary, and the alternate angles are equal whether they are interior or exterior. Now, according to these parallel lines and the transversal drawn, we come to the next theorem which is related to the lines which are parallel to the same line. In this theorem, we are going to prove that if I am drawing a line parallel to the same line, if I draw two lines which are parallel to the same line, then they are parallel to each other also. Now this property can be extended to more than two lines. So in this case, I have a line L, M and N, and T is a transversal. Now it is already given to me that line M is parallel to line L and line N is also parallel to line L. According to the theorem, I have drawn two lines M and N which are parallel to the same line L. Now, according to these theorems, the previous theorems of parallel lines and the transversal, I can say that angle 1 is equals to angle 2 and angle 1 is equals to angle 3 also by the corresponding angle axiom. Now, this makes angle 2 is equals to angle 3. Why? Because equal to the same thing are equal to each other also. If I am saying angle 1 is equal to 2 and it is also equal to 3, then that means angle 2 and angle 3 are also equal. But in this case, angle 2 and angle 3 are also corresponding to each other. So if we go through the corresponding angle axiom, if my corresponding angles are equal, this means that the line drawn are parallel. So line M is also parallel to line N. Now let's do an example related to these properties only. If a transversal intersects two lines such that the bisector of a pair of corresponding angles are parallel, then prove that two lines are parallel. I have been given two lines PQ and RS. I have to prove that PQ and RS are parallel. It is already given to me that BE is the bisector of angle ABQ. Therefore, ABE is equals to half of ABQ. Now, in same way, if I see the line RS, CG is bisecting angle BCS. Therefore, angle BCG is equals to half of angle BCS. But it is already given to me that BE is parallel to CG and AD is the transversal to them. Therefore, angle ABE is equals to angle BCG according to the corresponding angles. These are the corresponding angles. So according to the corresponding angle axiom, these two angles are equal to each other. Now substituting these values, equating these equations, we will get half of angle ABQ is equals to half of angle BCS. Therefore, angle ABQ is equals to angle of BCS. But since they are corresponding angles formed by the transversal AD and according to the corresponding angle axiom, if the corresponding angles are equal, the lines are parallel. Hence, we can say that PQ is parallel to RS. Hope you have understood this example. Let's move further. We have one more example here. If AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF, also it is given that EA is perpendicular to AB and angle BEF is equals to 55 degrees. Find the values of X, Y and Z. So now we can say in this case angle Y and angle 55, if I sum them up, they are equal to 180 degrees because these are supplementary angles as CD is parallel to EF and DE is the transversal. So these two are the supplementary angles. Therefore, I get the value of Y as 125 degrees. Again, if I look clearly and closely at the figure, I can say that X is equals to Y because these are again, since the lines are parallel, AB and CD are parallel and BD can be treated as the transversal. So X and Y are the corresponding angles. So X becomes 125 degrees. Now since AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF, hence AB is also parallel to EF. Therefore, EAB plus FEA is equals to 180 degrees because these are the co-interior angles which are supplementary. Hence, we get 90 plus Z plus 55 is equals to 180 degrees and Z is equals to 35 degrees. Hence, we have got all the values of X, Y and Z. Now the properties of parallel lines and the transversal can be used to prove some more values such as the angle sum property in a triangle. Now we all know that the sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degree, but how this can be proved algebraically, we'll do that. Now since we need to prove that in triangle PQR, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equals to 180 degree. So what we'll do, we'll draw one line XY which is parallel to QR, so that we can use the properties of parallel lines. Now XPY is a line which is parallel to QR, and angle as in the figure we can see angle 1 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 is equals to 180 degree, since XPY is a straight line. Now if I see angle 4 is equals to angle 2 and angle 5 is equals to angle 3, because these are the pair of alternate interior angles as XY is parallel to QR. So I can say if I substitute the value of 4 as 2 and 5 as 3, I will get the sum of 1, 2 and 3 as 180 degree, which proves the angle sum property of a triangle. Related to this property only, we will be solving one more property, which is the exterior angle property. Now according to this property, if a side of triangle is produced, then the exterior angle formed is equal to the sum of two interior opposite angles. So if I look at this figure, in the triangle PQR, I am extending my line QR to S. So the exterior angle which is formed is PRS, that is angle 4. It is equal to the sum of angle 1 and angle 2. Now how we are going to prove this? Let's see. Now since angle 3 and angle 4 are forming a linear pair on the line QRS, the sum of angle 3 plus angle 4 is equals to 180 degrees. Now if I use the previous theorem or the angle sum property of a triangle, I can say that angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equals to 180 degree. But we have already said that angle 3 plus angle 4 is also equal to 180 degree, which gives us that angle 4 is equals to angle 1 plus angle 2. I hope you have understood it. Now let's solve an example related to these two properties. Now in this given figure, if QT is perpendicular to PR, then angle TQR is equals to 40 degrees and angle SPR equals to 30 degrees. We have to find the value of X and Y. So let's solve it. If I take triangle TQR first, so angle TQR is equals to 40 degrees and angle QTR is equals to 90 degrees. So if I use this angle sum property in this triangle, I will get the value of X as 180 minus 40 plus 90, that is 180 minus 130, which is equals to 50 degrees. Now Y is equals to angle SPR plus angle X. If I am using the exterior angle property, since angle Y is exterior angle to your triangle PSR. So Y becomes the sum of 30 and X, that is 30 plus 50, which is equals to 80 degrees. I hope you must be finding these solutions easy now, and you would be able to solve more questions based on these properties. So this was the concepts related to this chapter. This is a summary. We can go through this and you will be able to solve different questions related to these properties. Happy learning till then.